What's going on, everyone? Trust the Buzz here. If you're new to the channel, I make daily Charlotte Hornets content, so if that interests you, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you cannot tell by the thumbnail title of this video, in today's video, I'm going to be giving a brief game recap about the Charlotte Hornets losing to the Chicago Bulls. Granted, the score was not a real reflection of the game, so I feel like the score was a little inflated despite the Charlotte Hornets not playing their game, but the final score was 106-88. And first of all, I would like to say this defense is the real deal. I don't think it's a top 10 defense. I think it's more so around that top 15, but this defense is definitely the real deal. This was a very much Charlotte Hornets game, and by that I mean we really stopped the Bulls, if you want to be honest. I mean, we really stopped their key players. So, for example, Zach LaVine, 4 for 16. Nikola Vucevic, 5 for 16. DeMar DeRozan, 2 for 11. What killed us? Patrick Williams, 7 for 9, but 2 for 3, from 3. Javonte Green, 3 for 3, while shooting 7 for 7 from the field. Goran Dragic, 2 for 4 from 3, 6 from 9 from the field. Derrick Jones Jr., he was 2 for 2 from 3, which that's something he doesn't do. So my point is, we were beat by their bench guys. Now, anytime we play a team like that, I feel like that's the case. The Bulls bench isn't all that. The Bulls bench is a scrappy unit that I haven't been able to watch as much Bulls as I would like to this year. I actually, have no problem with the Bulls. I like the Bulls. There's some things that they need to kind of focus on to get better. Definitely help if Lonzo Ball was healthy, but that's neither here nor there. Their bench is not that good. It's a scrappy unit. It's a formidable unit considering who they're considering that starting lineup. But they're not that good. However, anytime we're going to get into a bench war with any team, we're probably going to lose that because our bench isn't that good. And considering our bench is more so our starters, it's tough. Now, will it get a little better when LaMelo and Terry Rozier come back? For sure, because then you have LaMelo. Coming off the bench, you would have Cody Martin, Dennis Smith Jr., Kelly Oubre, that's it. I mean, James Bouknight will get his minutes. Nick Richards, Jalen McDaniels, that is a formidable bench. But as of right now, a lot of those guys are now in the starting lineup, so it's not, at least the JT Thor, who I think still needs some more time. He has all everything you would need, but he still needs more time. Mark Williams obviously got sent down to the G League. Kai Jones isn't ready. James Bouknight is still weary. So right now the bench isn't where it's supposed to be, especially considering in this game Gordon Hayward got injured and did not return after the second quarter because of left shoulder soreness. Now, if you ask me, that's either a tanking injury or a trade injury, to be honest with you. And I'm not really trying to speculate. That's not what this video is about. I mean, and the reason this video is brief is just because really the reason the Hornets lost this game was because the Chicago Bulls bench played out of their minds, and then the Hornets couldn't buy a bucket. Without LaMelo, without Terry, they already struggle on offense. It's requiring PJ Washington to go crazy. So then you take away Gordon Hayward from that, and the threat of Gordon Hayward. I say all the time, Gordon Hayward on the court is very, very valuable. Is he valuable to the contract? No, but Gordon Hayward on the court is very, very valuable. He's not on the court, and so therefore, there's nothing that happens. There's nothing that Gordon Hayward can do once he's not on the court. Because, like I said, I really don't believe he's an off the court type leader. So it's just like, what is he doing if he's not playing? And considering, you can say that about a lot of players, but considering Gordon Hayward's never on the court, it is what it is. But I mean, Gordon Hayward has just been rough to watch lately. I think I mentioned it in my last video, is that you're a $30 million player. I believe you're the oldest player on the team, maybe. And you're in a situation where we really need you to take over. Don't need you to drop 40. It would be nice, but I don't need you to drop 40. I really just need you to be able to slow down the offense, slow down the game, get some consecutive buckets, get guys open. These are things you can do. I've seen you do. I've seen you do these things this year. However, it's just not a consistent rate. But now you're injured, so it is what it is. But and it's shoulder soreness. So that's what I'm saying is like they're being very precautionary with these injuries, which I don't blame them. However, they're being a little overly precautionary, and I know why. You know, you want to keep Gordon Hayward healthy because you really want to keep Gordon Hayward healthy because as the season goes really south, really fast, you want Gordon Hayward to be healthy because he's going to be one of your trade chips. So why force him to be out there over a team that really probably won't even make the playoffs? They're exciting to watch, for sure. I love watching this team. I like watching this team more at times than I like watching the team last year. The team last year was more exciting, however. This team just plays with a grit that I really enjoy, and they play it throughout. So I really appreciate that, and thanks to Steve Clifford for bringing that out of these guys. But like I said, this video is supposed to be short. It's not supposed to be that long. But, I mean, there's really not much to talk about the game. You know, I can't be mad. You're missing Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, LaMelo Ball, Cody Martin. And so, I mean, what else is you supposed to do? You have Javonte Green going 7 for 7 from the field. You have Derrick Jones Jr. hitting 2 threes. You have Goran Dragic, looking really good. You have Nick Richards. That's something I would like to mention. A lot of people are, calling for Mason Plumlee's head, which I am also in that club. Mason Plumlee is just not a starter, to be honest with you. I mean, on this type of team, I really wouldn't even call him a bench piece because for our bench, it's still not. The rest of this roster is not built to support Mason Plumlee being the backup center. Or starting center, but I'm just saying, some people say he's better than bench role, and I believe so. I think Mason Plumlee will really be maximized on a team. Let's just, easy team. Let's just say the Lakers. I think Mason Plumlee will really be, beneficial on there. The way this team is just constructed, the young guys, and the way the young guys are playing, it's not like these young guys are guys where they're showing all the potential in the world. It's not. You know what I mean? That's the kind of the best way I could put it. So therefore, it's just Mason Plumlee coming off the bench wouldn't be that much better. You know what I mean? Especially for this kind of team. Anyway, the whole point is a lot of people are saying Mason Plumlee should be on the bench. Nick Richards should start. That still won't solve the center position because Nick Richards still has a long ways to go. I'm a big Nick Richards fan now. I still think he needs to be a little more aggressive, but that's something that can change. But the reason I don't think he should start is because on defense he still leaves a lot to be desired. He is a good stat defender, so he's gonna get those rebounds. He's gonna get those blocks, but at the same time, he doesn't really deter anyone from the rim, and he's not doing it in a way like Jarrett Allen. I don't know this year. I actually need to catch up on some advanced stats, but I know last year Jarrett Allen was a key example of people would always try him at the rim. They would always try to go up on Jarrett Allen. They would always try to, do a layup, dunk, whatever you cut, sit in a dunker spot, whatever, in the paint on Jarrett Allen. However, while his rate of attempts were high against him, his rate of success was very low. So players, they would go up on him a lot, but they rarely would score. Nick Richards isn't doing that, Dave. You go up on Nick Richards, you're going up on Nick Richards. Like, for example, there was a play where Goran Dragic kind of did, it was a nice spin move, don't get me wrong. But Nick Richards was kind of defending it on the outside. So basically, Nick Richards was sitting in the paint, and Goran Dragic was able to spin towards the outside or the inside and get open. However, if you forced him inside to where everybody was, he wouldn't be able to get that. No, it was the other way around. So basically, he was cutting inside and he was able to just spin on the outside where there was nobody because that's how Nick Richards was guarding him. However, if Nick Richards just forced Goran Dragic to not be able to turn on the outside, Goran Dragic would have had to go up with with Nick Richards in the paint and PJ in the paint. However, the way Nick Richards was guarding it was just very easy for Goran Dragic to just spin on the outside where there was nobody and go up for the layup. Those are the type of things that Nick Richards needs to work on. I'm not saying Mason Plumlee is much better. However, I do feel like those are things that I just feel Mason Plumlee like at least puts himself in a better position. The thing is with Mason Plumlee, and just strictly speaking on defense, it's not that he doesn't know what he's doing. It's he literally just does not have the ability to defend at this time in his career. So I know that it's just rough. It's just weird to think about because, I really see it. I really see him being able to defend. Like I see like he puts himself in the right position and things like that. He literally just cannot. However, Nick Richards, I feel like does have the ability. Nick Richards is really quick. I've seen him, go from the 3-point line, cut down to the paint and still, defend the shot. He's very quick. He has all the ability in the world to do it. However, he just does not know how to put himself in that position yet. So this team still has a long way to go, even with the healthy LaMelo, even with the healthy Terry Rozier. And I kind of want to talk about that in another video. But anyway, also, this team still needs a bucket getter. So that's two things. This game has just helped me realize, specifically this game, just helped me realize this team needs two things. And that is still a true center. If they want to be good, for whatever reason, I think this is the year to tank, but whatever. If you want to try to make the playoffs, then okay, well then let's actually try. And if you're going to do that, you're going to need a true center because the game is going to slow down and you're going to need to be able to have someone guard the paint when the possessions are much slower. In saying that, you also are going to need someone to be able to score in the slow setting, in the half court. Right now, they do not have someone that can do that. Terry Rozier is, I wouldn't say he can't do it, but he's very far removed from being in that role. He's more of a catch and shoot guy. So it's going to be, it would just be asking a lot of him to all of a sudden, all right, playoffs, switch your game that you've been playing from this whole season. LaMelo, that's not his game. His game is a run and gun. Nothing wrong with that. In the half court, his game is not scoring. LaMelo settles for threes. Haven't seen him play yet this year under Steve Clifford, so that could change. But LaMelo settles for threes in the half court. You can't have that in the playoffs. If that's what you want to do, if you want to make the playoffs, you cannot have that in the playoffs. We need someone that when the game slows down, when it gets to the nitty gritty, because that's what the Hornets defense forces you to do. It forces you at some point to slow down because you can't keep up with them. If you try to run with the Hornets, that's a losing battle. So teams are starting to slow down the pace because if you run with them, it's not possible. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not an easy battle for you if you're trying to run with the Charlotte Hornets because the way their defense and offense work, it's all connected. So therefore, teams are being it once they're able to slow it down, it's really hurting the Hornets because the Hornets are known for running and gunning. They have all these guys who are made for running and gunning. And you need someone on the offensive end to be able to get you a bucket. He doesn't have to drop 12 in a row. He doesn't have to drop 16 in a row. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to be a guy to average 30. It literally just needs to be a guy where you get to the fourth quarter. And that's where I'm saying where Gordon Hayward really comes in, because it's like, all right, you can go into the fourth quarter. Let's say you have 10 points. I'm not mad at you because for Gordon Hayward's case, or whoever this new person may be case, in the fourth quarter, that's where I expect you to shine. I expect you, all right, the game's really about to slow down now. We're getting to the nitty gritty. This is where I expect you to shine. Now, if the Hornets are blowing a team out or the team blowing whatever, it doesn't matter. But in those nitty gritty moments when you're not able to run up and down the court because you want to, take care of the ball and things like that, or run clock down, you need someone to be able to get themselves in a position or create for others. Gordon Hayward can do that. However, he's just not doing it and not doing it efficiently either. You need someone in the fourth quarter to be able to take over. And just that literally just means, all right, the Hornets are down 6. This guy, let's just say Gordon Hayward, for example, all right, he cuts to the basket twice, boom, gets 4 points. All right, now the Hornets are down 2. All right, and then now on a dribble handoff, he hands it off to LaMelo. LaMelo's, drives to the basket, sees Terry in the corner, kicks it out to Terry. Terry shoots a 3. Boom. That's what I'm saying about somebody to really affect the offense in the half court. You have LaMelo, who, like I said, is a good facilitator in the half court. But speaking of last year, because like I said, we haven't seen him play this year, and we haven't seen him play under Steve Clifford specifically. He's and even in the preseason, but it was just preseason, so I'm not holding him against it. He settles for a lot of shots in the half court. So you need somebody who is just proven to be able to get you that bucket or be able to create plays in the half court once the game slows down. The Hornets are going to really need that. This offense is good. I feel like this offense can be good once we get our literally two best scorers back. However, I feel like if they really want to make the playoffs, they're going to struggle in the playoffs, play in, whatever you want to call it, or even those late season games when, like I said, it all slows down because they do not have anybody that can slow down with the game and be able to get them consecutive, plays. So I don't know. I mean, it's really early in the season, so there's no really need to talk about trades and stuff like that, just because we still have no direction what the team is going. The team is playing much better than I thought, so I would not be upset if they tried to go for the playoffs, even though I still think they should tank. But at the same time, I just want them, if they're going to go for it, I want to see them actually go for it. Don't make another Montrezl Harrell trade or anything like that. I need to see you actually go for making the playoffs, because right now the way this team is, it is not good enough to get us anywhere different from where we've been before. I really truly think that this team, if they, obviously a lot of other things have to happen, but I really truly believe this team is talented enough and coached well enough to make that 10th, 9th seed for the play-in. Do I think they're good enough to pass that? No. East is way too strong this year. Unless they play a team with injuries, which, I would love to win, but I'm not going to wish injury on anybody or anything like that. The whole greatness of the NBA is having all your stars in the brightest moments be available. So I wouldn't want that, but I mean, it's whatever. So I just don't feel like this team, they just don't have it yet. And personally, Gordon Hayward can't stay healthy. So it's like, all right, you keep Gordon Hayward and you get a center. That's what I'm saying. They might have to go get that guy, because I'm not trusting Gordon Hayward in the play-in to be available for the play-in. But anyway, this video ended up being long. I'm sorry. And also sorry I didn't do my camera. But for these game recaps, I just don't really be trying to set up the camera and all that stuff. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm at 613, so please keep running up the subscribe button. Please just keep subscribing. Thank you so much, because we're on my goal is 1,000, so I definitely need to start releasing more content, and I definitely got more content on the way. It's just work has been really busy lately, so I haven't been able to record like I wanted to. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.